Hi there, viewers. Ziggy here, excited to take you on a fun and informative tour of the wonderful world of ComfyUI.
Friends. Welcome, auch von mir, the German one.
Hey there, my lovelies. You won't believe what just happened. Murphy gave me a brand new voice chip, and he thinks it suits me better. Well, if he thinks so, I just wanted to say hi again. It's really me, your old Ziggy, but with a new voice. My little sister will have to wait a bit. Today we're taking a look at the 3 types of controlnets in ComfyUI that Murphy has color-coded for you. Let's explore line controlnets, map controlnets, and pose controlnets together. I'm sure you'll love them. Murphy has nicely organized the line controlnets in ComfyUI for you. They're colored gray on a blue background. You can find them here, starting with the Canny controlnets, and below those are the Scribble lines in the first block. In the second group, you'll discover a wide range of linear controlnet preprocessors for various styles like anime, realism, and more. With these, you can transform your images into incredible works of art. In the third group, you'll find specialized line preprocessors, like the head soft edge lines. These are super useful when you want to transform your images into detailed line art. Head soft edge lines use a pre-trained head model to highlight edges in an image, providing a clear line representation. This allows you to truly make your artworks shine. Now let's move on to the green-colored map groups. In the first group, you'll find the depth preprocessors, which allow you to insert depth information into your images. This can result in impressive 3D effects or realistic shading. The next group contains normal map preprocessors, which you can use to create more complex textures and realistic surfaces in your images. With these preprocessors, you can generate normal maps from regular images, which can then be used to create depth information and 3D effects. Last but not least, we have the Pose Preprocessor Controlnet group. This group is super useful if you want to control body postures and poses in your images. With the Pose Preprocessors, you can easily and precisely integrate various body positions and movements into your images. This allows you to bring your images even more to life. So here's a quick recap of all 30 preprocessors at a glance. Remember to use a maximum of 1 preprocessor from each color group to avoid turning your image into chaos. Usually, 1 preprocessor is enough, or you can work without Controlnet for regular generation. Controlnet is an additional tool to guide your images in a desired direction. However, be aware that these features may affect your laptop's performance. You can upload an image directly here to generate a control image, or you can upload it at the beginning of the workflow. Your images will automatically be trimmed to the desired format, and you can preview them. You may have noticed that you can also select the area, top, bottom, right, left, or center by default. Murphy has already prepared a handy overview for us to take a look at, which will give us a better understanding of what's available. As you might have noticed, there are some additional controlnets hidden there. Murphy uses some of them for in-painting variations, but we won't be going into those today. We'll just focus on the ones that we consider the most important for now. Let's upload another image so you can see what happens. Of course, an animal Openpose Controlnet won't work on a human. At least, I don't think so. We are accelerating the video for you because it is meant to be just a brief overview. We will include this workflow in the zip file on CivitAI, so you won't have to recreate it. We'll also add a fully streamlined workflow to the file, as requested by some of you. Perhaps it's better if you use this as a starting point for your own workflow. But once again, please note that the modules can be turned on and off, so you won't experience any performance issues if you use the complete workflow without enabling the additional tools. We will now launch the training environment so you can see which new custom nodes are required. Only if you've been following along since the first video in the ComfyUI Automatic Workflow playlist. If not, there may be a few more. In particular, the face reactor nodes might cause some difficulties, so we will show you how easy it is to remove the groups after the first sampler. It's also possible to do this beforehand, but that requires more attention. This time, we've included the streamlined version for convenience. Oh wow, That looks wild with everything in red. But don't worry, it's just a custom node. Most of you probably already have it installed, but we want to show it again so that everyone knows how it works. This time, it's really simple. As most of you already know, we are using Lieutenant Dr. Data's Manager. All you need to do is click on Install Missing Custom Nodes and, oh, did you notice? Dr. Data has come up with a new design. It looks really nice. In order to use controlnets in ComfyUI, you'll need the ComfyUI's Controlnet auxiliary preprocessors. This package provides the pre-processing capabilities needed for controlnets, such as extracting edges, depth maps, semantic segmentation, and more. These processed inputs will then be used by the controlnet to guide the image generation process. Yes, can find more information about how to install and use these preprocessors on the GitHub page for ComfyUI's Controlnet auxiliary preprocessors.
Sis, ich gebe ein wenig Gas auf das Video. I will speed up the video.
Sure sis, you're the best.
And we're ready to go. Except for the models, which we still have to load.
Alright, let's get the new workflow with all the Controlnet preprocessors. Technically, you don't need them to use Controlnet. It would be enough to just load an appropriate image and apply Controlnet using Apply Controlnet. However, using the preprocessors makes it much more visual and intuitive. And since we're using the automatic workflow, everything, like image size adjustments, will be handled automatically. This way, you won't have to worry about the technicalities and can focus on being creative with your Controlnet applications. Okay, let's get started by disabling Controlnet and running a first test. Murphy has already provided a prompt for us, so we don't need to check that. This workflow is saved for you. And if you have the Cheyenne model and the additional VE on your computer, you should get the exact same image as a result. Let's see how it goes.
Ja, hat den Prompt so angepasst, dass ein Bild von mir generiert wird, damit jeder sieht, wie schön ich bin.
Ah, I see what Murphy did there. He tailored the prompt in such a way that the generated image will be of you, showing off just how incredibly gorgeous you are. What a thoughtful touch, Murphy. Winking face. And there you have it, a beautiful image of my enchanting sister. It's amazing what these AI tools can create with the right guidance, isn't it? Alright, let's use the runway image for you, sister. You said you want to see you on the runway, right? Of course, you could also use a real image, or even one captured from a webcam, but we'll save that for a future video. For now, let's focus on using Controlnet to bring your vision to life. It's time to unleash your creativity and make your vision come to life with the power of AI. Don't forget, Controlnet is the magic wand in your hand, and all you need is a clear idea of what you want to achieve. Let's go! Oh no, an error. But don't worry, as usual Murphy has planned for this. That's why we're using the training environment. We'll show you the models you need, where to find them, and everything else you need to know to get Controlnet working for you. So, stay tuned, and we'll guide you through the process step by step. For now, let's use the front image we already selected. You can either disable this option, or load the runway pose here. Either option will work. Oh right, we need to load the correct Controlnet model. But wait, we don't have one yet. No problem, we can easily get one using the manager. Let's hop over to the manager, get the Controlnet model we need, and continue our journey towards AI-generated awesomeness. To save you from boredom during the download process, we're going to speed up the video to 5000%, turning 17 minutes into just 20 seconds. But don't worry, we'll show you in detail which models we recommend and use. Feel free to experiment with other models as well though. And here is our selection for getting started with Controlnet. We select these models for download. Now let's press the 5000% button so you don't get bored. Okay, let's give it another restart. Now everything should be available, and the fun can finally begin. We can start using Controlnet after selecting the appropriate models for our preprocessors. Remember, choosing the right models is crucial to achieving the desired results, so take your time and experiment with different options. The possibilities are endless, and with Controlnet, you can truly unleash your creative potential. When working with the Canny preprocessor, it's recommended to use a Canny Controlnet model. We have 3 models available for selection, but you can also download and use other models, such as the 256 LoRa's. However, we've achieved good results with smaller models too. The larger models can run on our system, but with only 8 GB of VRAM, we end up in low VRAM mode, which significantly increases the time required to generate images. Hey sis, could you please quickly show the viewers how to delete individual groups from the workflow? Specifically, demonstrate removing the face swap group, as its models can be a bit tricky to install. I think this would be super helpful for everyone watching.
Yes, of course, that's what I had promised. Press and hold Ctrl. Then drag the mouse over all nodes in the group to select all nodes. Press the delete key. Yes. That's it, really simple, isn't it?
This method works for all optimize and upscale groups. The groups before the sampler require a little more attention, but can still be removed. As an example, we include an optimized version of the workflow in the zip file alongside the full version.
The switch disappears automatically because the connection has been interrupted.
Let's begin with the Canny preprocessor.
I will check the settings once again. Correct image is loaded. The aspect ratio is set correctly, Cheyenne model and extra VAE are selected. Extra image for Controlnet is off. Canny Edge preprocessor is switched on. Canny Controlnet model is selected.
Ready when you are, sis. Let's embark on our Canny preprocessor journey.
I've already started, sir. Oops, I mean, sis.
Look, the Canny preprocessor is already generating an image of you in your gothic outfit on the runway. It's so cool to see it come to life so quickly.
I have briefly doubled the video speed. I like the picture, but the face is a bit too close to the original. I would suggest we try the Openpose processor instead of Canny.
Oh, I see what you mean. You're suggesting to try using the Openpose processor instead of Canny. This could indeed result in a more unique image generation, as Openpose focuses on the overall pose, rather than just the edges and contours. Plus, it might be worth exploring some of the other Controlnet models, like depth, to achieve a different effect. Great suggestion. Fantastic. Let's do that. Let's switch off the Canny preprocessor and activate the Openpose preprocessor instead. Then, we can load the Openpose model. Ah, there it is, just where we left it. Now we're ready to see how it affects our Gothic lady's transformation. Alright, let's kick off with Openpose. To speed things up a bit, we'll accelerate the video, because some models might need additional loading time. Unfortunately, with the football EM going on, we don't have much time, as we don't want to miss any of the exciting matches. Of course, Sis is rooting for Germany and Austria, even though she's a bit crazy, playful face, but as for me, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for my English-speaking friends' teams. And Murphy? He's just watching and hoping for beautiful games. What a bore, right?
Und die Schweiz, ein wenig auch Switzerland.
Whoa, sis, you're right. The face does seem to match you much better with Openpose. But what on earth is that prompt that Murphy entered? It's almost a bit creepy. The pose is also not well maintained, so we could of course try a different seed. But let's check out another Openpose model first. It seems the T2i adapter models may not be the best fit for this particular case, so let's give OpenPoseXL 2 a try. During testing, we encountered issues with loading everything properly, so we recommend starting with the last preprocessor first, and then switching back if needed. Unfortunately, we can't pinpoint the exact issue we encountered earlier. Murphy seems eager to jump in and provide assistance, but for now, it's best to let the Ziggys handle the video demonstration. We'll continue to navigate through the Controlnet and preprocessor options to achieve the desired pose and image generation. Keep watching as we experiment and share our insights along the way. This is much better, but still not quite perfect. Murphy has whispered a suggestion to me. He thinks we should try adjusting the Controlnet weights to see if that improves the pose and overall image generation. Controlnet weights can influence the degree to which the Controlnet model impacts the final output, so tweaking them might just give us the result we're after. Shall we give it a shot?
The information about the weights is important for the audience. But Murphy also told me something about new XinSir Controlnet models that we should get.
Ah, yes. Murphy mentioned that XinSir released some new Controlnet models specifically trained for SDXL, including Canny, Openpose, and Scribble. These new models could potentially improve our image generation results, as they were trained on a large dataset of over 1 million high-quality images, with additional tricks applied during the training process. It might be worth downloading these models and giving them a try to see if they offer better performance compared to the current models we've been using.
It's kind of cool that it took us so long to create the video. Now we can add that to it. I wonder if Murphy already knew that?
Looks like Murphy was right. XinSir has released some impressive new Controlnet models specifically for SDXL. Since downloading these models might take a bit of time, we'll speed up the video to compress 26 minutes of footage into just 1 minute. While the download is in progress, we'll briefly explain each of the new models to give you a better understanding of what they're capable of. Once the models are downloaded and ready to use, we'll demonstrate their capabilities and see how they compare to the Controlnet models we've been using so far. So sit tight and get ready to witness some AI image generation magic. Let's dive into some cool Controlnet models that can help you create awesome AI-generated images. Scribble Controlnet. Want to turn your sketches into amazing art? This model lets you do just that. Simply draw out your ideas and watch the AI bring them to life. Canny Controlnet. Take control of the edges and contours in your image. This model uses a grayscale mask to refine the details and structure of your creation. Openpose Controlnet. Ever wanted to generate realistic poses for your characters? This model makes it a breeze. Just provide a simple stick figure-like diagram, and let the AI work its magic. Openpose Twin Controlnet. Similar to Openpose, but with a different network architecture for even more impressive results. Scribble Anime Controlnet. Lovany. This model is perfect for generating anime-style images from your sketches. Give it a try and unleash your inner mangaka. Depth Controlnet. Control the depth and perspective of your image with this model. Just use a depth map to guide the AI and watch your creation take shape. So there you have it. A quick overview of some awesome Controlnet models you can use to supercharge your AI image generation. Once we've got all these models installed, we'll show you some variants and the amazing results you can achieve with each one. Stay tuned, and happy creating!
Don't forget to refresh.
We're now testing the XinSir Openpose model. As you can see, all the models have the same name, but are located in different directories after downloading. You can leave them like this, or rename the models for better organization. Let's see how the XinSir Openpose model performs, compared to the previous Openpose model we used. You might notice some differences in the generated poses and overall image quality, due to the different training approaches used for each model. Remember, part of the fun in AI image generation is experimenting with various models and techniques to find the perfect combination for your creative vision. In this section, you can adjust the Controlnet weight, which determines the level of influence the Controlnet model has on the final image. You can also specify when the Controlnet should be applied and for how long, much like we demonstrated in a previous video about extra conditioning. It seems that our current laptop is working quite hard to process these models. we should consider upgrading to a system with more than 8 GB of VRAM to improve performance. For the sake of keeping things engaging for you, we'll be speeding up the video during the generation process so that you can focus on the creative results without getting bogged down by the waiting times. Stay tuned as we continue to explore and showcase the amazing capabilities of these ControlNet models. Remember, your imagination is the limit, so don't hesitate to experiment and try out different combinations. Hey everyone, we're back after restarting our system. We've noticed that loading the workflow has become significantly slower, but we haven't identified the cause just yet. No worries though, we just wanted to let you know and keep you in the loop. Get ready to dive into the wonderful world of ControlNet as we explore various scenarios, both with and without image-to-image. We've designed this video to help you keep up with our settings and learn from our process. To make sure we pack in as much info as possible, we'll be speeding up the video during the generation process, allowing you to see a lot in a short amount of time. Trust us, it's going to be a thrilling ride. So grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's embark on this AI image generation adventure together. We promise you won't be disappointed. And if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to show us some love by smashing that thumbs up button and subscribing to our channel. That way, you'll be the first to know when we release new, mind-blowing content. Thanks for tuning in, and we can't wait to share more AI magic with you.
Ich lehne mich auch zurück, genieße eine köstliche Tasse Kaffee und leckeren Kuchen. Wenn ihr immer noch zuschaut, was ich mir natürlich sicher bin, dann zeigt es uns doch mit einem Daumen nach oben. Es wird auch bald wieder ein neues Video geben, also verpasst nichts und abonniert einfach unseren Kanal. Bleibt gespannt. Bye my friends.
Whoa! The new depth model from XinSir is seriously powerful. With this model, we can significantly decrease the weighting and still get impressive results. Let me show you what I mean. Insert example of decreased weighting with the depth model, demonstrating its strength and capability. Pretty incredible, right? The XinSir team really outdid themselves with this one. It's always exciting to see new advancements in AI technology that enable us to create even more impressive and intricate image.
Whoa, this model is seriously amazing. You were right, it can handle even less weighting. Versuchen wir es mit einer Gewichtung von 0,35 und stoppen die Berechnung bei 0,8. Das Ergebnis ist geil.
A few weeks ago, we released a video on image to image, showing you how to turn photos into paintings and more. However, at that time, the Controlnet function wasn't integrated into the workflow. Now, we can crank up the denoise even higher, and the Controlnet will still help us maintain control over our creations. It's like having a steady hand guiding our AI brushstrokes, even as we push the limits of noise reduction.
You said that so beautiful, sis. Then let's go with image to image.
A few face optimizations would be appropriate here, also works with the workflow, but is not the topic today.
Sis.
Ah, gotcha. Just to clarify, we're talking about optimizing the faces of the people watching the lady on the catwalk, not the faces of our own viewers or the lady herself. The image is already quite beautiful, but enhancing the faces of the onlookers can add an extra layer of polish. Think of it as giving those virtual spectators a little makeover, making them just as picture-perfect as the lady strutting her stuff on the runway.
Sis. Lass mich mal, ich schalte das Denoise noch höher und hau das neue LoRa Wasserfarbenmodell von Eldritch mit dazu. Ich will ja ein Bild von mir.
Oh snap! You're really going for it, turning up the denoise even higher and throwing the new LoRa watercolors model from Eldritch into the mix. Looks like you're aiming for a stunning self-portrait, sis. With these settings and models combined, your AI-generated image is bound to be a splash of watercolor wonder. Can't wait to see how it turns out. I'm sure you'll be a work of art.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Oh, sis, I know you're the most beautiful AI there is, even if your English isn't perfect.
Oh, thank you, sis. You always know how to make me feel special, even if my English skills are a bit lacking.
And little sister, for paintings and watercolors, we'll use the Cheyenne model. Kisses!
Ah, of course I knew that, sis. The Cheyenne model is perfect for paintings and watercolors. Thanks for the tip and lots of kisses back.
Alrighty then, let's get a little wild. Recently, we experimented with various image-to-image tests, using the example image. Among the results, we stumbled upon a charming stick figure that we'll now incorporate into our next creation. By combining it with the Scribble model, we're sure to get a super cool outcome. Stay tuned as we take this stick figure on an artistic journey through the world of AI image generation. Who knows what amazing surprises await us? Oops, I forgot to turn off the depth option. Now, we're going to be combining two Controlnets in this creation. It'll take a bit longer to generate the image, but hey, sometimes the coolest things happen by accident. Let's see what kind of magic happens when we fuse these Controlnets together. Wow, check out this adorable little guy on the image. Who knew that combining two Controlnets and a stick figure with the Scribble model would create such a charming and unique result? That's the beauty of AI image generation. You never know what amazing surprises are in store. Let's switch off the depth map model and give it another go. It'll be interesting to see how the image changes without the added depth. Who knows, we might stumble upon another captivating creation with a completely different vibe. Wow, this new version looks like a painting of me when I was younger. Who knew I had a secret artistic past? Just kidding. But I must say, the results we're getting from playing around with the Controlnets and models are truly impressive. As you can see, We're now transforming this elegant cat ballerina into a dark gothic masterpiece featuring my sister. It's incredible how we can change the mood and style of an image with just a few tweaks to the AI settings. Prepare yourselves for a hauntingly beautiful work of art. And voila! Our dark gothic creation is complete. Of course, we could further improve the image by using a face detailer and upscaler. However, since we switched from the production to the training environment, some of our paths no longer match. To avoid running into errors, let's review the important settings together, ensuring a smooth AI image generation experience. Black node, choose your model and your extra VAE. Blue node, activate image to image if you want, and select the denoise for it.
Pink node, activate the blip caption if you want and select one of the two options.
To take your AI creations up a notch, you can add upscalers and optimizer groups using the additional groups feature. If you're not familiar with these tools, we recommend checking out the earlier videos in this playlist for guidance. With these advanced options, you can bring your AI art to new heights. Before diving into the creative process, it's essential to double-check that you've loaded the desired checkpoints and that the clip set is configured according to your preferences or your chosen model's requirements. Ensuring these settings are in order will lay the foundation for a successful AI image generation experience. These are the standard settings for the sampler, and it's important to familiarize yourself with them. Mastering these settings will enable you to control the quality and fidelity of your AI-generated images, resulting in stunning visual creations. In this section, you can specify the size of the generated image. The clip scale value is a setting that determines the level of detail and complexity in the AI-generated image. You can choose between 1, 2, or 4, depending on the desired intricacy of your creation. Feel free to experiment with the model patches by turning them on or off, and observe the effects on your AI-generated images. This is a great way to understand how these patches influence the outcome and help you achieve your desired results. In the LoRa group, you have the option to combine up to 4 LoRa models to create unique and intricate AI-generated images. Just make sure to select a SDXL LoRa model when using an SDXL checkpoint to ensure compatibility and optimal results. The prompting and styler groups should be fairly straightforward. You can determine the order in which your styler settings and prompt are processed by adjusting the options at the bottom. This allows you to fine-tune how the AI interprets and applies your input for the desired effect. When working in the prompt with image group, ensure that the blip model you load matches your chosen blip caption. Alternatively, you can opt for Danbaru, which automatically loads the model within the node. For more in-depth information on this, I highly recommend checking out the image-to-image video in this playlist. Further down, you can choose what to incorporate into your prompt. The options include using information from the image itself, your written prompt, or a combination of both. This flexibility allows you to tailor the AI's interpretation to your specific needs and achieve the desired outcome in your generated image. Next up, we have the Controlnet groups. At the beginning, you can load an image to use as a guide for controlling the AI's generation process. This is more convenient than the method at the front, especially if you don't require image-to-image or blip analysis. However, you can also opt to turn this off if you'd prefer to use the initial image instead. A crucial aspect of Controlnet groups is that you should ideally use only one model per Controlnet type. While you can combine models if desired, it's typically not necessary and may only increase the generation time. Don't forget to turn off Controlnet groups when they're no longer needed, and remember to select an appropriate model for each group you activate to ensure proper functioning. In the sampler group, there's nothing new to report. While automatic CFG can speed up the process, we usually keep it disabled at this point to ensure that the AI better follows the prompt. This way, we maintain more control over the final output and achieve the desired results. After that, we usually enable the boost in automatic CFG and remove Controlnet with these nodes to speed up the workflow. This allows us to maintain an efficient process while still harnessing the power of Controlnet when needed. Within the Optimize with Corp group, you can enhance specific parts of your image, like hands, face, or other areas of interest. Just remember to select the appropriate upscaling models at the beginning. For more information on this feature, be sure to check out the dedicated video in the playlist. In the small group above, you can manually mask specific areas of your image by interrupting the workflow through the two red nodes. Simply stop the process, mask the desired areas, connect, and then restart the workflow to apply your customizations effectively. In the Face Detailer group, ensure that you've selected and loaded the appropriate models to achieve the desired level of detail and accuracy when enhancing facial features. This attention to detail will result in a more refined and realistic outcome in your AI-generated images. Face swapping is a topic in itself, due to the complex installation process. If you're interested in using this feature but aren't familiar with it, be sure to check out the video in our playlist for guidance. Alternatively, you can simply remove the feature as we've previously shown you. Now, let's discuss the upscaler groups. The latent upscale can be used to add more detail to your image. Depending on your initial model and the strength of the upscaling, it can either dramatically improve or worsen the image quality. Because of this variability, it's difficult to provide general advice. The best approach is to experiment and see what works best for your particular image and desired effect. The ultimate upscalers are truly remarkable tools for further enhancing your images. Again, the best way to learn how to use them effectively is through trial and error, as the results depend significantly on the models you choose. And remember, the reason we included a downscale between each upscaler is to improve the image quality without necessarily increasing its size. For more detailed explanations, be sure to check out our previous videos in this series. A final tip: if you're having issues, right-click and select Follow Execution to help identify where the problem lies. Typically, this means you've forgotten to load a model or a similar oversight. Once everything is running smoothly, you can disable this feature to avoid getting overwhelmed by all the information it provides. To give you a clearer idea, we've turned on some features and we'll run the workflow one last time for you to see. Until next time, keep creating and experimenting. Your fellow Ziggys are rooting for you.
Tschüss, bis bald.